General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, Reverend Enoch Adeboye, revealed that God stopped talking to him when pride took over him at a certain point of his life. Reverend Enoch Adeboye made this disclosure while addressing members at the Redemption Camp on September 2nd. According to Pastor E.A. Adeboye, almost immediately after I got born again, God started speaking to me. I don't do anything without his guidance or approval. He tells me the road to Ply in Lagos so that I can bypass Odo. Most of you here know how terrible Lagos traffic is. Fortunately for me, I don't experience it because God knows a better route. However, something happened that made him stop communicating with me. I used to be an interpreter to the general overseer or general superintendent, like we call it those days. My father in the Lord then just took a special interest in my interpretation. When other pastors in the church then realized that the general overseer like me, my interpretation, they stopped calling me to interpret for them and left me alone for the general overseer. I became full of myself and started bouncing around as interpreter to the general overseer, but an incident happened one day. We had a program and we invited a guest minister to preach. He made a mistake that day. You may be surprised at my definition of a mistake. The mistake was that he asked me to interpret for myself. I was really angry in my spirit, but I could not object because it was too late. I stood up and interpreted for him, but in my heart, I was murmuring. I said, "How could you call me a whole interpreter to the general overseer to interpret for you? Only if he knew that was in my mind. He would have called another person to interpret that very day." At the end of the program, I was on my way home and God spoke. He said, "Son, you are now too big to interpret to a man of God other than the general overseer." After the conversation, God stopped speaking to me. I didn't hear his voice again. I suffered that whole period like it was hell. I became a victim of the traffic in Lagos. Annie adds Idibia back to her Instagram bio after initially removing it and reverting to her maiden name. After slamming her husband on social media handle, Annie Idibia has added her husband's surname back to her Instagram bio. The actress initially removed Idibia from her name, leaving only Annie Macaulay, her maiden name. But she has now added Idibia back to her IG bio hours after she slammed her husband, his family and his friends and children's mother. Annie had Idibia back to her Instagram bio. Nollywood producer Kemi Adetiba has hinted at starring Big Brother Nigeria housemate White Money in the season 2 of King of Boys. Adetiba made this known in a post via a Twitter handle. The tweet read, "White Money in KOB season 2. This has stirred reactions from Nigerians who cheered her up to cast White Money for a role in the blockbuster series. Here are some reactions. At Icon Remy, "Make he come avenge Odogu Male. He will be the descendant of Odogu who came to town when he heard the death of his brother." At Chef Okpeyemi, White Money and Pere being actual enemies in the movie Epic. At Rafba, Madam Kemi, "It's too early to pick. Look out for better option, not based on popularity and sentiment." At Baby, "Yes, I'll personally make my entire village to watch the season 2. White Money is good vibes and we love him too much. Make it happen, sis. I can't wait to watch. Thank you." At Rafba, "It will be my Odogu Male younger brother who lives abroad and he heard about the death of his brother and wants to avenge."